Good evening and welcome to Friday Night Fever. We did not fall in love in a hopeless place, but we thank you for being in front of your TV set tonight for Friday Night Fever. The Upper Peninsula Sports Writers and Sportscasters Association Little 5 girls basketball poll has a tie for first place this week, and those teams met this evening as Bark River Harris traveled to Evan to take on Superior Central. Pick up the action, second quarter tied at 20. Megan DeRushy to Jamie Madalinsky, and she hits the jumper. Jamie had 22 points in the contest. Later in the second, Broncos starting to pull away. Rachel Madalinsky to Van Brocklin, and she knocks it down for three. Bark River Harris leads at the half, 38-26. Second half, turnovers a problem still for Superior Central as Sarah Madalinsky creates one of the 36th Cougar turnovers. She gets the hoop. She had 25. Later in the third, Jamie Madalinsky will lose control of the ball for just a second, and it's picked up by Kelsey Coleman to Vanessa Freeberg. She had 13. Brooke Paston led the Cougars with 14, but Bark River Harris wins 67-49.
Pretty hard. It was a grind, and we got a little separation, and then I think that separation, gave us a little confidence. We didn't come out real secure in what we were doing, and we settled down, and settled into our stuff, and then it went a lot better.
And I don't know as much as a slow start as Superior was really on too, and Superior eventually started slowing down, and we just kept up our speeds. Superior was definitely a tough game, one of the toughest we've seen this year so far, and our girls just worked really hard tonight. We pushed through and gutted it through to the end.
So the defending Class D state runner-ups put one more back in the win column and should be number one by themselves next week. To the scoreboard. Rapid River over Munising 52-35. Kearney Nato a 13-point winner at home, 45-32 Downing Mid-Peninsula. Forest Park 57, North Central 40. It was Drummond 42, Wakefield Marinisco 26, I should say. A big victory for Bessemer. Good second half of the Speed Girls, 44-41 over the Waters Meet Nimrods. Danielle McCullough had 25 points and 14 rebounds for Ironwood. However, Solon Springs sneaks out with a 2-point win, 55-53. Toward the Copper Country, Ontonagon over Lakeland and Humble 42-40. Jeffers by 4 over Baraga, 48-44. Lance rolls past Dollar Bay, and Hancock in a defensive contest defeats Chassel 30-19. Also, Engadine easily over Big Bay Denac. Detour, no trouble at all with Brimley 51-21. A low-scoring game of the Eastern UP? Really? Pickford 34, Cedarville 30, and Sault Ste. Marie dispatches Newberry 62-20. Let's go to the Mid-Peninsula Conference. Negaunee stopped by Westwood's gym to take on the Patriots. Megan Mannanen from Westwood. I had the Caitlin Hewitt for the basket. That's the first one in the third quarter. Westwood leads 22-19. Next for Negaunee, Courtney Wara thinks about shooting but finds Addie Edelamaki wide open for three, and we're knotted at 22. For the Patriots, DeWitt, Janine Barna to Megan Mannanen right there, and Megan will avoid the steal attempt on the pass. She hits it, and Westwood's back up by 2. A short time later, it would be Mannanen going baseline, little step back jumper move, and she had 20 points. We are tied at 28. Negaunee, Kaylin Ryala to Courtney Wara, and she has a step back of her own, and Negaunee would go on to win this one, 51-44. Back to the numbers. Ishpeming over Manistee, 46-40. Norway easily defeats North Dickinson. Joey Carroll had 21 points. Houghton defeats West Iron County, 59-43. Courtney Wara had not Courtney Wara, that would be Jacqueline Wara, had 22 for the Whitehawks. St. Ignace 66, Sheboygan 32. It was still Sault Ste. Marie over Newberry 62-20. Rogers City 6 better than Rudyard 44-38. And Hannahville a touchdown better than Maplewood Baptist 33-26. Time to go to boys basketball. Delta County to be exact. Marquette traveling to Escanaba to take on the Eskimos. We'll start in quarter number 1. Larry Burnett fires to Mark Papp. and that is Nyquist, Andy Nyquist, who gets the putback, and the Redmen are on the board first. Next, Nyquist doing things himself off the bus. Nicely done, 4-0 Redmen. More Marquette. Burnett dishes inside to Mark Papp. No, but A.J. Grazoulis will get his feet down and softly set that one in, and the foul. Escanaba had seen enough and needed to call timeout, understandably so. Then the Eskimos start playing a little bit better. And from the outside, there's the basket. It says Gabe Trottier, but I don't remember if that's him or not. Marquette would go on to win this one by the count of 52-40. Hop in the car, let's go to Gladstone, where the Braves and Menominee are in the fourth quarter. Menominee has a 5-point lead. Jared Buxton will feed Michael Cretans, and he settles his feet down, knocks it down for 3. Menominee's lead now down to 62-60. Maroons will get 4 more points from the free throw line. Then Blake Ballard gives Buxton a surprise pass, but he puts it in, and it's 66-62 Maroons. The Braves would follow Brian Hines down the stretch. Not a good thing to do because Brian took care of things at the free throw line. He had 20 points on tonight, and Menominee was your winner by the count of 70-62. To the board, where now I really don't know who's the best basketball team in Dickinson County, because North Dickinson upset Kingsford tonight 51-50 after Kingsford had beat Iron Mountain a couple nights ago. Wade Shetter, 35 points for Kearney NATO, 78-30. Wolves over Republic Michigami. Dylan Gordon's 22 paces Ewan Trout Creek past Chassel, 60-32. Bessemer, 6 better than South Shore, 52-46. Ironwood, nice victory over Solon Springs, 67-54. Drummond gets the best of Wakefield Marinesco, 60-38. Watersmeet, no problem with Phelps, 84-27. Cody Caudill had 5 points in the game. Why do we mention this? He plays despite cerebral palsy. Nice job, Cody, on tonight, including a 3-pointer. And Sault Ste. Marie had no trouble with Newberry, 83-25. St. Ignace having some troubles right now. Sheboygan wins 69-37. Tyler Wilson pours in 32. Rudyard 63. Rogers City 35. And Maplewood Baptist sneaks past Hannahville 63-54. On the women's side, Finlandia easily over Mount St. Mary, 75-33. In college ball, Marissa Burke of Watersmeet had 21. Megani's Paige Joho, 15. Hancock's Maria Almquist, only 2 points and 3 rebounds tonight, but Duluth beat Southwest Minnesota State 58-54. Pistons and the Memphis Grizzlies. No Rodney Stuckey tonight, groin injury. No, got Will Bynum. And, of course, Zach Randolph of Memphis tore an ACL, so he's not playing either. That's Mark Gasol with the basket here. And Memphis took a 16-7 lead. Austin Day is going to get the turnaround off the window, but Detroit, man, had a good night. Grizzlies win 98-81. Brandon Knight had 22 for Detroit. The Bucks beat the New York Knicks 100-86. Brandon Jennings had 36 for Milwaukee. Hockey is next. We know the big game in the Upper Peninsula in hockey tomorrow night is NMU visiting Michigan Tech. But in the Lower Peninsula tonight, Lake Superior State was taking on Michigan State, and it did not take long for Jim Rock's team to get on the board. 28 seconds to be exact. Fred Cassiani, unassisted behind the net, going to take a couple of whacks at it, and there it goes. And the Lakers have a 1-0 lead. The Spartans would convert about 8.5 minutes later, as the puck will off the face-off, be a shot off the face-off, and Mike Merrifield will be right there on the doorstep. Bingo! He puts it past Kevin Kapolka at 9:03, and the Spartans tie the game at 1. Still in the first, a shade under 2 minutes later. It is Brett Perlini stealing the pass. It looks like it's 2-on-5. Lakers, do something. Yeah, too late. Perlini scored. That made it 2-1 after the first period. Jim Rock not happy. And the Spartans go on to win this one by the count of 4-2. CCHA scoreboard, Notre Dame defeats Michigan 3-1, Ferris State over Ohio State 4-3, and Miami gets past Western Michigan 3-1. WCHA, Wisconsin blanks Alaska Anchorage 4-0. It was Colorado College 2 and the Minnesota Golden Gophers 1. St. Cloud State over North Dakota 3-1, and Duluth edges Alabama Huntsville 2-1 in overtime. Also in college hockey, Griffin Hodges gets the game winner early in the third period for the Finlandia men over Lake Forest 4-3, and Marion defeated the Finlandia women 4-1. To Lakeview Arena we go. Midland against Marquette. Second period action. Marquette leads 3-1 off the face-off. The Chemics are in control. Ryan Singer to Daniel Freed, and Brandon Babinski will float that one in to give the Chemics a 4-1 lead at 8:10. Marquette would come back a short time later as Nick Camerata will score after Alex Zerbel gets him the puck. But it would be a 6-5 victory for Midland in overtime. Eric Chetner had 4 assists, Cody Norquist 2 goals and 2 assists for Marquette. And we will be right back. Also in high school hockey, Calumet defeats Escanaba 4-3 in overtime. It was Houghton over Pontiac Notre Dame Prep 8-0, and the Sioux lost to Dearborn Divine Child 3-2. Have a great weekend.